third biggest explosion in the world, the 4 August 2020 explosion that killed people, that killed a city, that killed a nation, and no one was held accountable.
I mean, we were promised a 5-day investigation, and until today, each day for us is an August 4th.
How do you answer protesters who say you're not on their side?
Although I understand the feeling of the protesters, they should understand that we are here to protect them.
People have nothing to lose anymore. So that's the danger.
Nothing will replace Alexandra. What do you consider justice?
The truth.
Oh my God.
A hot wind, extremely bad smell, and as if the explosion was in me.
Eileen Kamakian is the owner of Mayrig, a restaurant just 300 meters from the Beirut port. On the day of the blast, she found herself rescuing her team from the rubble.
It took us like 30 minutes to come down. And when I arrived down, this is where I realized that it's not the office, it's everywhere. Trees were upside down, the cars were upside down, people were shouting, crying. So many dead around me on the street. Everybody was blood and running. It was like apocalypse.
The August 4th explosion killed more than 200 people, injured thousands, and left billions of dollars in damage. It came at a time when Lebanon was already facing multiple crises. A year later, fuel, food, and medicine have become either unaffordable or totally unavailable. And the political establishment has done little to alleviate the pain of the Lebanese people. How hard is it for you to plan what to do next? Because as a business owner, you survive a catastrophic explosion, you reopen, but the currency's in free fall.
So already you had challenges of finding ingredients. You had challenges of paying your salary. You had challenges of the cash situation and the inflation because we were at $1,500. You arrived at 3,000 within a month. So everything was inflated. But Lebanon is a country where you have a good stock because we are a war mentality country. So during COVID and everything, you still had a lot of products in the supermarket. Then you had the explosion. This was not cerise sur le gâteau, mais it exploded everything. So not only you don't have any money, everything become only fresh. So to rebuild already Mayrig, it took us a lot because even if you have money in the bank, you cannot rebuild. You need some cash. You're not working, so from where you get the cash? So you had this, and then you had the inflation. Now today the situation is completely different. I have 5 employees who are permanent partial disabled due to the explosion. As an employer, as a business, you need to replace them. As a human, people who gave you everything, what do you do? Because you know that if you replace them, they can't do anything. You don't have social security, you don't have government, you don't have help. So you have to be a psychiatrist, you have to be an NGO, you have to be a government inside the government. So basically, each and every employer today has a human part that he has to take care of his group. He has to make sure that the group is taking enough salary to be able to survive because we are in the we are in a huge hurricane. Your only concern is to stay alive, not to stay alive. Continue breathing until we know what's going to happen.
Are you surprised at all that almost a year later, no one's been held accountable for what happened on August 4th?
Surprised? No, but disgust? Yes. Because I'm not surprised, but yet I was expecting at least something. But this is the people that we don't expect anything from them except what we're seeing. Until now, I'm like, they're protecting each other. I'm like, come on. I lived all the war. never seen Lebanon this much without, let's say, simple products. During all the war, we had all kind of products, from basic to luxury. Today, you don't have it. You don't have the basic. And you're touching a population that has nothing to lose anymore. I have nothing to lose. I lost everything. I'm afraid of dying. They're saying like, Corona, you will die from the Corona. That you will die from hungerness. You will die from no medicine, not from Corona. So people have nothing to lose anymore. So that's the danger.
The 3,000 tons of ammonium nitrate stored in the Beirut port was left for years, as multiple government officials passed the buck on its removal, culminating in one of the worst man-made disasters in world history. Over 200 people lost their lives in the blast. For Tracy and Paul Najjar, who lost their only child, 3-year-old Alexandra, it's the total lack of accountability that's a constant reminder of how their government has failed them.
They fail at everything they do, everything. Economically, environmentally, health-wise, security-wise, rights-wise. They fail at everything. It's impossible for them to work on making Lebanon a better place. They don't know how to do it. They're not qualified for this. People should wake up, people should realize that these guys are big failures. They don't know how to lead the country. That's not their thing.
There's the president of this country, so-called, prime minister, a bunch of ministers, the army, the security forces, everybody knew, especially for, concerning the president that's also was a brigadier in the army and specializes in weaponry. Knows that there's this, tons of ammonium nitrate in a civilian spot. 5:30 or so on the 4th of August, the fire starts. What is he doing? What is he doing? And him and everybody else, because from the 128 member of parliaments and the ministers and all of their families and friends, nobody got a stitch. What were they doing?
Do you feel today, almost a year later, that anything has changed in this country? Do you feel as if these folks are going to be prosecuted, held to account for what happened?
Yes, something has changed. And the only thing that changed after the 4th of August are the people of Lebanon. So there's something horrible that happened on the 4th of August, and there's something wonderful that happened on the 4th of August. There's a new Lebanon that has risen this day.
From the very beginning, we were not betting anything on local justice, because, how do you ask a criminal to incriminate himself, right? So it's not, we knew from the beginning.
So basically, this government committed a crime against humanity. Your government betrayed you. What is the answer for any country when the government betrays its people? This revolution.
And yeah.
Historically, this is what it is, no?
Mm. Is that what's happening today?
I think so.
Nothing will replace Alexandra. What do you consider justice for her?
The truth. So, and by truth, I mean knowing who brought this ammonium nitrate into the port, and who, from the Lebanese people to other countries, and who made this explode. It was not an accident. Something happened, and we should know what. So first, the truth, and second, make sure that all mainly Lebanese criminals that were implicated in this are all in jail. And so, by this, I mean to say that the government is down and in jail.
All of them?
All of them.
Do you think that's possible? That
Yeah.
you'll find justice in Lebanon?
Yeah. It's going to be very hard. it's going to take a lot of time. I know. We're not in a rush. Like you said, Alexandra is gone, and well, justice will be. I mean, it's our right, her right, but you know, I will not be satisfied or less sad by having justice. It's just my right to have it. So it'll take time. I'm not in a rush. We're not in a rush.